Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today we're going to be cracking open
Yeah.
Animal Farm by George Orwell.
A classic.
A classic. Now, this book's been explored a lot,
Oh, yeah.
so we're going to be focusing
Yeah.
on the early chapters
Okay.
of the audiobook excerpt you sent us.
All right, sounds good.
So really our mission today
Mm-hmm.
is to uncover those very beginnings
Yeah.
of the animal rebellion,
The roots
the roots of it,
of the revolution.
how animalism
Yeah.
came to be, and look for those first little cracks
Right.
in this perfect world that the animals try to build.
It's so interesting how Orwell sets up this society that seems so utopian right from the start.
Yeah.
But then when you focus on those early chapters, you can really feel that tension building.
Yeah.
Almost like he's setting the stage for this inevitable downfall.
Yeah, it's like the calm before the storm, right?
Exactly.
So, okay, let's paint a picture here.
Right.
We're at Manor Farm. Not exactly a paradise for the animals, is it?
Not at all.
You've got the owner, Mr. Jones,
Right.
who's more interested in,
The bottle.
the bottle than taking care of his animals.
Than the animals themselves.
Yeah, they're overworked, they're underfed,
Right.
and just generally treated like, well, animals.
Yeah, I mean, that's a key point, right? That's what sets the stage for the whole thing.
Right.
It's that underlying discontent, that simmering resentment that brews the revolution
Yeah.
and then steps in. Old Major,
The
the prize-winning boar.
Yeah, the voice of change.
Yeah, can you imagine being in that barn listening to him,
Oh, yeah.
laying out all the animals' misery and calling for them to rise up?
It's such a powerful image, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And it's not just Old Major, right?
Yeah.
We meet this whole cast of characters,
Yeah.
and they each represent
Different aspects.
different sides of, us, of society.
Oh, yeah, it's brilliant.
Like Boxer, this
Yeah.
big, strong, but kind of naive workhorse.
The heart of the rebellion.
And then you have Molly,
Yeah.
this mare, who's more worried about
Ribbon.
pretty ribbons
Right.
than like actual freedom.
Yeah, seems a little shallow.
It's like Orwell is holding up a mirror to human nature
Exactly.
with all our strengths and weaknesses.
Right.
And then there's that song,
Oh, yeah.
Beasts of England.
Such a powerful song.
Can you just hear it
Oh, yeah.
becoming like the anthem?
The anthem of the revolution.
The rebellion, yeah.
It's so catchy, you know?
It's so inspiring.
You can see how it would give them this feeling of unity.
Yeah, totally.
And purpose.
And then, boom,
Out of nowhere.
Mr. Jones is,
Well, he's neglecting his duties.
yeah, he's drunk.
Yeah.
And that's what sparks it.
That's the final straw.
The rebellion.
It's like all this pent-up frustration just boils over.
Right.
And suddenly,
Animals are in control.
the animals are in charge.
Can you imagine that feeling?
I mean...
It must have been
maybe-
shock, exhilarating, and terrifying.
To joy.
Yeah,
I
all
don't-
at once.
The disbelief.
What do they do?
What's the first thing they do?
What's their first act of defiance?
Rename the farm.
They rename the farm.
Animal Farm.
Animal Farm.
Such a powerful symbol.
Yeah, rejecting human rule.
Yeah.
And then they come up with the 7 commandments of animalism,
Right there on the barn wall
painted right on the
Oh.
barn wall.
for everyone to see.
Whatever goes upon 2 legs is an enemy.
All animals are equal.
It all
Sounds
sounds
so promising.
so promising and
A
hopeful.
blueprint for a
Right.
just world.
But I feel like that's where things start to get a little
Interesting.
trick.
Little cracks start to show
Right.
in the utopia.
The pigs,
That's
the
right.
pigs. Napoleon.
Yeah, they're smart.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it.
But, remember that whole thing with the missing milk?
Oh, yeah, the milk.
It's just a little detail,
Right.
but it's the first sign of trouble.
Yeah, what's going on there?
Right. The pigs are mixing it in their mash.
They say it's for brain work.
Oh, of course.
Like-
It's essential for their leadership.
Right, right. But you can already sense that
Power shift.
power shift.
A little bit.
Yeah, are they really acting in the best interest of all the animals?
Mm.
Or are they starting to put their own needs first?
It really makes you think.
Right, this seemingly small incident,
Foreshadowing.
yeah, foreshadows something bigger to come.
Much bigger.
And then there's the whole debate about the windmill.
Oh, the windmill.
Snowball.
Yeah.
He's all for it.
He's gung-ho.
Yeah, he's got these grand visions.
Symbol of progress.
Progress, a 3-day work week.
Right.
But Napoleon,
Uh-oh.
he's not having it.
Nope.
He wants to focus on food production.
Yeah.
So already,
Two very different
2 very different
approaches. Snowball the idealist.
Right.
Education innovation.
But Napoleon,
More pragmatic.
ruthless.
Control.
Yeah, consolidating power.
All about power.
All right, so we're back, and things at Animal Farm
Well,
They're not looking so good.
they're not looking so good.
Yeah.
That windmill's in ruins, and Napoleon's grip on power is...
It's getting stronger?
It's getting a lot stronger.
Yeah.
The animals dream of a utopia.
Fading fast.
Yeah.
That destruction of the windmill, it really is a turning point, I think. It
Yeah.
gives Napoleon the perfect excuse
Right.
to get rid of any threats.
To solidify his power.
Exactly.
And we talked about those little hints early on.
Like the milk.
Like with the milk.
Yeah.
Well, now,
Now it's out in the open.
yeah, the gloves are off.
The pigs are moving into the farmhouse. They're sleeping in beds,
Which,
violating the 7 commandments.
that's a blatant violation.
But Squealer, Squealass,
The talker.
he convinces the animals that it wasn't about the beds.
Right.
It was about the sheets.
Oh my gosh.
Can you believe that?
It's unbelievable how he twists the truth.
Propaganda.
Yeah.
It's a powerful tool.
And those dogs,
Lurking in the shadows.
always there.
Yeah, ready to silence anyone who speaks up.
It's like living in a constant state of fear.
It must have been terrifying.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Walking on eggshells?
Afraid to say anything.
Yeah.
And what about the windmill?
Well, they rebuild it,
They rebuild it.
but it's not for the animals anymore.
Right, it's not for the benefit of everyone.
It's a symbol of Napoleon's power
Napoleon's power, yeah.
and a source of profit
Figure.
for the pigs.
The pigs only?
They even rename it Napoleon Mill.
Oh, gosh.
Not so subtle.
It's like a giant billboard.
Right in your face.
Saying who's in charge.
Exactly.
It's just heartbreaking to see Boxham
Oh.
still working so hard.
He's putting his heart and soul into it.
I know he really believes it's going to make things better.
That's what's so tragic.
Yeah, he's so loyal.
He's blindly loyal.
Blindly loyal to Napoleon.
He represents the working class,
Yeah.
giving his all.
And the pigs.
They take everything.
They just take and
And
take.
in the end, what happens to him?
It's just awful.
Devastating.
Yeah, when he collapses like that.
Exhausted.
Injured.
Broken.
Yeah.
And then they just get rid of him.
I can't even talk about it.
Sent off to the knackers.
After all he did for them.
Sold for meat and glue.
It's just
It shows you how ruthless they are.
cold-hearted.
Yeah, they don't care about the animals.
But what about the other animals?
Hmm.
Don't they see what's happening?
I mean, some do.
They must realize.
Like Benjamin the donkey.
Yeah.
I think he sees the truth, but he stays silent.
Out of fear.
Maybe.
Or was he just,
Cynical.
yeah, resigned to it all?
And then you have Clover.
Go over, yeah.
She feels that something's wrong,
But
she's too afraid to say anything.
right. She's been conditioned to just accept whatever the pigs say.
They're trapped.
Yeah, in this web of
Right,
fear.
and propaganda.
They can't escape.
The pigs have created a totalitarian state.
Yeah.
They control
Yeah.
everything.
Everything.
Information history, even the language the animals use.
Oh, yeah. What about those 7 commandments?
Well,
Those core principles of animalism.
let's just say they've been revised.
Revised.
Oh,
They've been twisted.
erupted.
Like that one about animals not sleeping in beds.
Exactly.
They just changed the meaning to fit their agenda.
Squealer's good with words.
Yeah. He's a master manipulator.
And if words don't work,
Well,
there's always the threat of violence.
right. The dogs.
It's a perfect example of how those in power can
Yeah.
use language to control people.
And the worst part,
The ultimate betrayal.
the last commandment.
The one about all animals being equal.
Yeah.
Well,
What do they do to it?
they change it. They add a little something.
Like what?
But some animals are more equal than others.
Wow.
Talk about doublespeak.
Like they're not even hiding it anymore.
No, they're admitting their true intentions.
They want to be the elite
The ruling class,
and everyone else.
their subjects,
It's terrifying how they completely abandoned the principles of the rebellion.
they've become the tyrants.
The very thing they fought against.
It's not just the commandments,
What else changes?
their behavior. They start walking on 2 legs,
What?
wearing clothes, drinking alcohol.
All the things they used to condemn as human vices.
Yeah, it's like they've become mirror images of their oppressors.
Power corrupts.
That's what Orwell is showing us.
It's scary how easily those who fight for liberation
Yeah.
could become the tyrants themselves.
And then there's Moses.
Moses, yeah,
Remember him?
with his stories of Sugar Candy Mountain.
Yeah, that animal paradise in the afterlife.
Yeah, he pops up again.
He does.
Well, now.
Think about it.
Okay.
The animals are disillusioned.
Yeah, their hopes are crushed.
Their lives are still hard.
And Moses offers them
An escape,
an escape from
and a
reality
promise of bliss.
in the next world. So the pigs are using religion,
Or at least the idea of an afterlife
Yeah.
as a tool of control.
just like they twisted the commandments.
It's a pretty effective strategy.
Yeah. They tolerate Moses
Maybe even encourage him.
because it keeps the animals quiet.
Docile.
Yeah. Less likely to rebel,
It's a subtle way.
to maintain their power.
Exactly.
Fear, propaganda, the promise of heaven.
They use it all.
It's incredible how they manipulate the animals.
But what about those who question them?
Yeah, what happens to them?
Well, that's where things get really dark.
How so?
Public confessions,
Oh no,
executions.
they eliminate anyone who challenges them.
It's brutal.
And the other animals, they
Accept it.
accept this.
They've been so brainwashed.
Yeah,
They're afraid of the pigs.
they believe everything they say.
You can't resist.
It's tragic.
It really is.
So the pigs are in total control.
Yeah.
They twisted the commandments.
Gotten rid of their opposition.
What's next?
What's the final chapter?
Yeah.
We'll have to wait for the next part of our deep dive.
Okay, stay tuned. And we're back for the final part of our Animal Farm deep dive.
It's been quite a journey.
It really has.
From those early days of hope and rebellion
Right.
to, well, this descent into tyranny.
It makes you wonder
Yeah.
if any revolution can really escape this
Cycle.
cycle of power and corruption.
It's a pretty sobering thought.
And I feel like this last part of the story really drives that point home.
Yeah, we're years down the line now.
Right.
And Animal Farm,
Yeah.
almost unrecognizable
From that original vision.
from what Old Major first inspired.
Yeah. So much has changed.
It's like the memory of the rebellion has just
Yeah.
faded away.
Become this distant myth.
A lot of the animals who were there in the beginning,
Right.
they're gone.
Yeah.
And this new
We've
generation,
been born into this.
this twisted reality,
Yeah, they don't know anything else.
they never experienced Mr. Jones. So
Right.
for them,
Yeah.
this is just the way things are.
And, on the surface, it might even look like life on the farm has improved.
How is that right?
Yeah. Tell me more about that.
Well, the farm has expanded.
Right.
There's a second windmill now.
Oh.
They even have modern machinery.
Okay.
Squealer,
Of course.
He's always talking about increased production,
Yeah.
painting this rosy picture
Yeah.
of progress and prosperity.
But I'm a little skeptical
Yeah,
about those numbers.
right. We've seen how they manipulate information.
Exactly.
So behind that facade,
What's the reality?
well, the pigs and the dogs,
Yeah.
they're living in luxury,
Of course.
enjoying all the fruits of everyone else's labor.
But the other animals,
They're still overworked, still hungry, still sleeping on straw,
and always
living in fear
of the pig.
of the pig's discipline.
So really,
Hmm.
nothing has really changed.
The pigs have just become the new oppressors
Right. They replace one kind of tyranny
with their own,
with their own brand of totalitarian rule.
and they're so clever about it. They use the language of animalism
Right.
to justify their power.
It's crazy how those ideals,
Can be twisted.
yeah, and corrupted.
And what about Moses?
Oh, yeah. Moses.
Rose?
Remember him?
Yeah, Sugar Candy Mountain.
He comes back
He pops up again.
right when the animals are at their lowest point.
Yeah, they're disillusioned, exhausted.
Their hopes are dashed.
And Moses offers them
Escape.
a way out of their misery.
The promise of a blissful afterlife
Right.
where all their suffering will end
So once again,
Mm.
they're using religion,
as a tool of control.
just like with the 7 Commandments.
They tolerate Moses
maybe even encourage him.
because it keeps the animals in line.
It distracts them from their present reality.
It's a classic tactic.
Yeah, promise them a better future.
A reward in heaven.
Anything to keep them from questioning
The injustice
of the present.
Exactly.
So, okay, let's talk about that final meeting.
The one where the pigs
Yeah,
unveil the new 7 commandments.
it's like the final nail in the coffin. They drop all pretense of equality.
Right.
All animals are equal,
Yeah.
but some animals are more equal than others.
It's chilling.
It really is.
And then to top it all off,
What do?
they start walking on 2 legs.
Like the humans.
Yeah, the very creatures they rebelled against.
They've completely transformed.
And that final scene,
Oh, yeah.
the animals looking through the window,
And they can't tell the pigs apart from the humans.
so powerful.
The revolution has failed.
It's heartbreaking.
The animals
A
dream.
better world.
A world built on equality and justice.
Yeah.
It's been corrupted.
By greed, ambition.
The thirst for power.
The revolution devoured its own children,
And the pigs.
became the very thing they swore to destroy.
It's a powerful message.
So what's the takeaway for us
What can we learn from this?
all these years later?
I think on one level it's a warning.
About.
Totalitarianism.
Okay.
The dangers of unchecked power.
Yeah.
How easily revolutions can go wrong.
But it goes deeper than that, doesn't it?
It's about human nature.
our capacity for self-deception.
Our willingness to follow,
Yeah.
even when we're being betrayed.
So it's not just about pigs and farm.
No, it's about us.
It's about recognizing these patterns
in our own world.
in our own societies.
Yeah.
We have to be vigilant.
Question those in power.
Never take our freedoms for granted.
The fight for justice.
Yeah.
It's
But
ongoing.
we can't let our guard down.
Exactly.
Wow, what a deep dive.
It's been a lot to process.
It really has.
But I think it's important
To have these conversations.
to learn from the past.
Yeah, so we don't repeat those mistakes.
So what are you going to do with this newfound understanding?
That's a great question, and one I hope all our listeners will think about.
Yeah. How will you apply the lessons of Animal Farm
To your own life.
to your own world?
We've seen the dangers of unchecked power,
The insidious nature of propaganda.
the importance of critical thinking,
It's up to each of us to create a better world.
a world where the animals, so to speak,
Are never betrayed.
by the pigs.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
We'll see you next time.